Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Drone strikes have been conducted a few hours ago in the Amhara region. The area where these drone strikes were conducted is new in terms of the strikes. This is the first time that in this area of the Amhara region drone or airstrikes have been carried out. Was it a drone strike or an airstrike? Difficult to say. Which airport was used? Several questions. We'll try to analyze these questions. Secondly, Commercial Bank of Ethiopia has released pictures of those who have not returned money illegally transferred or withdrawn a few weeks ago when CBE faced a technical glitch during which thousands of people made illegal money transactions. Firstly, viewers, airstrikes in the Amhara region have been conducted in an area where, for the first time, these strikes have been conducted. By the way, in recent weeks, we saw a lull in drone and airstrikes. No drone strike conducted in the Amhara region in the last few weeks. Why? Because the earlier strikes caused some civilian casualties, like in North Showa zone of the Amhara region, in Gojam, in some places when Air Force conducted a strike, civilians died too. Pressure was building up on the Air Force, on Ethiopian military, that it should ensure civilian safety. And keeping in view that Ethiopia is still in talks with the IMF, that is why maybe the government told Ethiopian National Defense Force to scale down air operations, because whenever people die in airstrikes, it makes headlines, and international human rights organizations issue statements, accuse the government of human rights abuses. Government cannot afford to be accused of HR abuses now because it wants to secure a bailout package from the IMF. IMF team has been in Ethiopia for more than a week. We don't know if any progress has been made or not, but we do know that 31st March was the deadline given to Ethiopia by international creditors who gave loan repayment concession to Ethiopia for 2 years. They wanted Ethiopia to sign a staff level agreement, an agreement with IMF by 31st of March. No news of this agreement so far. Maybe that is why Ethiopia almost stopped drone strikes in the Amhara region. The strikes conducted in Amhara region a few hours ago indicate that maybe Ethiopia IMF talks have been concluded. What was the result? We don't know, but maybe, I'm not sure, because last night what I learned was that IMF team was in Addis Ababa. Maybe talks have ended, and after that the Air Force took action and launched airstrikes. Now the area, interesting point is, where was the strike carried out? The drone strikes or airstrikes were conducted to the north of Gondar city. To the north of Gondar city, there are two roads which link Gondar with the Salamti and Sagade, Umera, Olkayat Umera. One is Gondar to Dansha road. The other is Gondar to Salamti road, Gondar, Debark, etc. These strikes were conducted along the road from Gondar to Dansha. Two cabalets were hit. We'll talk about targets too. Ashire and Soroka. Both these cabalets are situated along the main road, Gondar to Dansha road. Uh, no active fighting in this area. I did not report, I did not hear about any active fighting in this area. Then why were these two cabalets hit? Well, we can only analyze. I am not in touch. I could not get in touch with people there. I have no sources there. But what I can say is that maybe these strikes are linked to what is happening in contested territories between Tigray and Amhara. We know that reportedly Tigray and Amhara leaders have reached an understanding. In coming days, IDPs could start returning to both southern and western zone, to Volkas Marasagade, Alamata Koram. Militia is going to be disarmed. Their administration, transitional administration, is going to be dismantled. Maybe now militias, Fano fighters from North Gondar will try to push into Western Zone. Western Zone is the one where you'll see real tensions. Less tensions you'll see in Ralamata, more in Vulkat Marasakade. Maybe militias are pushing towards Maravolkai Sagade from Gondar. North Gondar Fano is definitely going to intervene if it is called for support by groups, by militias in Humera Volkai Sagre. So I can only make a guess. I believe that these strikes are linked to the movement of militias from Gondar towards Sagade, towards Dansha. Military wants to stop movement of militias towards these disputed territories. Can we say that maybe the other way around could be the development? I mean, movement of militias from Umera Volka towards Gondar. Difficult to say that. Gondar is very much secure, especially northern side of Gondar. Military is already deployed there. So my guess, I still call it guess because I have no sources. I could not confirm that. I personally think that maybe militias will try to push now into western zone from North Gondar, and that is why strikes have been conducted. And now you'll see the Profano sources report that civilians have been killed. There is no point in targeting civilians in these far off cavalries. Why would a force target civilians there? Obviously, there was a movement of some groups along the road in these two cavalries. That is why strikes were conducted last night. How many died? Difficult to say. We're waiting for more details for incoming videos about these strikes. Secondly, viewers, Commercial Bank of Ethiopia has released pictures of those who have not returned money so far. A few weeks ago, last month, Commercial Bank of Ethiopia systems were hit by a technical glitch, and the bank lost around 14 million US dollars in just a few hours. Account holders, customers made illegal money transactions and transfers. They had exceeding their account balance. Now, CBE is in the process of recovering money. Thousands of people have returned money voluntarily. Some sent money to betting institutions. They're in the process of requesting the bank to recover the money, for which bank has issued an application form which customers are filling in. Some sent money to other banks, others spent it. So now CBE is in the process of recovering this money. CBE threatened to release the names of those who did not return money. CBE released list of names. Then CBE threatened to release pictures and start legal action, criminal action against the people who are not returning money. Last night, CBE released pictures of those who have not returned money and who withdrew, who made transactions from 1,000 to 300,000 birrs. This is first round of pictures. which has been uh, announced by CBE. In coming days, more pictures will be released. CBE servers went down when the pictures were released because thousands of people tried to see these pictures. Uh, CBE still, I think, will have to recover around 2 million birds from its customers. Let's see. CBE has extended the deadline for return of money by Wednesday. The deadline expired on Saturday, then a 3-day extension. Now, on Wednesday, the extended deadline will expire. And after that, CBE might take the matter to law enforcement agencies, and criminal proceedings might start against these account holders. Problem is that some account holders, they have spent money. They bought mobile phones, they bought laptops, they bought something. Now they're not able to return. Or if they return, they are facing losses. So they're not able to return the entire money. This is the problem being faced by some people. Let's see, will customers be able to return all the money? CB is in the process of recovering money.